Hey, what is up, guys? It is Snack City Vending here, coming at you live on week
Big
3.
three. Wow, that's crazy. It's flying by.
It's insane. This business is so fun.
It's
Guys,
so fun.
so we didn't even talk about this on week 1, but it just came up, so I want to talk about it. Sean and I, we've been friends since 3rd grade, and we've always wanted to do a business together. And he was like, hey, let's just do a vending machine. And I was like, let's do like an AI thing. And he's like, dude, I just need a layup. I need something easy that we know we can like trust each other and actually grow. And I was like, okay, let's just do a vending machine. Never did I think that I would enjoy this business as much as we are. Now, I know we're only on week 3, so that sounds crazy.
We're like the honeymoon phase of a business.
But
maybe.
seriously, like we have so much fun going on appointments. Cold, like the calls, which I'll go into right now, the cold calls are so easy.
Yeah. If you're afraid of the phone, just don't be. Right? I'm not trying to say that to be like insensitive or something like that, or like to get over your fears, but it's not like your traditional cold calling where you're just dealing with rejection over and over again, because it's free. Like there's nothing to reject you on, you know what I mean? Like they don't mind that you're calling because you're not even selling them anything really.
Yeah, and they're excited. Yeah. Most of the time, they're like, wait, we're not utilizing and taking advantage of free vending machines. Like, what do you guys offer? And then we go into our smart cooler AI stuff that we're really pushing towards, and it's super fun. And the meetings that we had, so the week 3, we're still doing cold calls, and really we had some meetings that went well. We sent the contract out. We haven't closed yet. What we're kind of learning in this business is that we got really lucky with the first one because it was within
like the same week. We visited, and by the end of the week it was signed.
Yeah,
which is not the norm. We're learning very quickly. But yeah, nothing changed, right? We're following the same like flow that we did in week 2. We're just cold call. Like we have our Excel sheet. We're Googling apartments. We're putting the name. We're putting the number. And we're just calling, like we probably have 200 apartments on that sheet. And then Jonah would just go down the list. She'll call them, hey, are you interested in a vending machine? They say, just send an email. We send an email, and then it usually leads to getting some sort of appointment or something like that.
And follow-up is so important. Sean is like the king. So I do all the phone calls, and then Sean does all the emails, all the back-end stuff. And follow-up is literally 90% of the game. Like me calling is just getting our foot in the door as far as like now they know who I am, and they had a good conversation with me. But it doesn't stop there because most of them aren't the decision makers. Yeah,
and it helps when you have like the crucial part of the call is you get information, right? You get like, do they have machines? How many machines do they have? How many tenants do they have? What is the property manager's name, and who did you speak to? Because it just adds credibility to the email, right? If you didn't call anybody and like they have a generic email like the apartment building at propertymanagementgroup.com, then when you send the email, you're just saying hi or to whom this may concern, right? It's just a more salesy email. Whereas if we talk to Jenny, right, then when we reach out to their property manager, Larry, we say, hi, Larry, I reached out to Jenny. I called her, we talked a little bit on the phone. She said you guys don't have any machines, but the tenants would appreciate if something like that went in. It just adds credibility, right? It shows that you have a purpose of sending that email.
Yeah, so your goal, like what Sean said, your goal in the phones is to get as much information as possible, and then to relay that into the email, because the email is what sends.
Spend a couple minutes like customizing the email, right? You have time, like even if you're working or you're sitting at the desk or something like that, like you can take 2 to 3 minutes. I copy and paste the proposal on every single email, and I change 3 things, right? Who I'm addressing, who the property manager's name is, and what the location name is, right? Those are the 3 things that I change, and it takes me maybe 15, 30 seconds to do that. But it makes it a lot more personalized to the person that's actually like reading the email, and it's helped us, land multiple. Like we've had 5 meetings probably.
Yeah, 5 meetings. And
these are
just like pro tips that we're giving you guys. We're gonna recap on like what actually transpired this week, but those are like good tips that Sean was saying. Like as we're learning, we want to give you guys all the tips that we're learning. We want to help you guys get financially free. We want to help you guys get a vending business if that's what you want to do, and hopefully you can do it with like your best friend as well if you guys are both having the same mindset and want to go. But really, so we went to the meetings this week. One guy has 2 vending machines already, which you would think would discourage us. But we're just like, again, we're in the mindset of we just need to get on the campus and find opportunity to upsell, or find opportunity where they like us, know, like, and trust us to where they're going to use us. So we're like, hey, whatever, they got 2 vending machines, I'm not worried about it. We go there, and actually it's pretty interesting because the vending machines are at the very top of the floor, which next to the pool.
Yeah, top of the building.
Oh yeah, top of the building. And so, but what's interesting is that the 2 vending machines are in the back. So there's like 3, and we would get the first spot.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a blessing in disguise if it happens, is like, most people aren't gonna like walk all the way back and go to the, and plus ours is gonna be like an AI smart cooler, so ours already looks cooler anyway. So we're probably gonna get the most traffic getting the first spot. So that's kind of interesting. The other play that we talked to him about was they have area in the fitness room, which they weren't against. And we're learning, guys, so we don't know what location would be better.
We don't have any in fitness centers, right? Like we don't have any yet like placed. So we don't have numbers to like run on. So we just had to, like, once again, rely on them to help you pick the location, right? Like they know how many people use the fitness center. They know how many people go on the pool deck. It's seasonal too, right? Like you can move the machine. Like one thing being in Arizona is it's hot 8 months out of the year. So being near the pool for those 8 months will probably do better than maybe just the fitness center where more people are now inside over the winter. The pools get cold. So maybe they're inside more in the fitness center. So we'll take a dolly and we'll move it around. Like those are different options. You don't need to be set on one location if the building is willing to move it, with you. So yeah, that was good. No other contracts signed, but we were able to meet places. We sent contracts out, so we sent three more this week out to these different locations. And my primary focus was, now that we actually have a contract signed, what machines are we going to do, right? Yeah. Because we tell our locations, hey, it's going to be 2 to 4 weeks before we can have a machine actually placed, right? And saying that as a new business, you have no business funding, right? So we had to get credit cards. Like we had to start applying to credit cards. Because you're a new business, you're not going to get a high credit line. That's one thing to keep in mind. You need to be looking for options that give you 0% down.
Yeah, that's huge.
And like just no payments for the first 3 months, or low like interest options, right? Like that's one thing that we were trying to get all these financing things, and we were like just scrambling because we're like, we need to get this machine placed, and all the financing options were horrible, right? Like we learned very quickly they were charging us like almost 100% interest because we were a new business, right? So for these first 2 coolers,
it was like 33. Dude, so the machine, let's just say they cost like $6,000 or $7,000.
Yeah.
At the end, if we ended up paying the full machine, it would have been like double.
Yeah, almost like 10 or 11,000. And that's like our whole thing of a business is like we're gonna focus on smart coolers. Yeah. So these AI smart coolers, it's just less maintenance than a traditional machine, right? It has an app that you can see real-time quantities. So cool. The user experience is a lot better, right? You're playing on convenience where they tap their card once, the cooler opens, and they can take whatever they want, right? If you're already opening the cooler, you might as well take a drink and a snack rather than just a vending machine where you got to put it in each time.
More money.
More money. So we're focusing on those. So like our research on these vending machines is we knew we just needed to get something. Yeah. And so we just put it on our card. We got 0% APR for the first year, 2 cards, Chase and Bank of America. Yeah. And so we just put it on that card because we just needed the machines, right? The major play is just making sure that you can do more of a monthly payment, which now, that we're going to be looking into more machines. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we'll find a better option. Yeah. But right now, that's just because we need to get these machines placed. We just put it all on the card. It almost probably 50% of our credit line now for both of the cards is used up.
I don't know what we're going to do yet. Yeah, but we're going to figure it out, and we're going to give you guys the tips when we do, because it is. So
apply for credit cards as soon as possible, because as soon as you close a location, and we never mentioned this, should be obvious, but obviously don't buy machines until you have locations secured.
That's huge.
That's like I don't know, a massive tip that hopefully
don't pay for a machine if you're not using it yet. You know what I mean? Like get the location and then just I feel like just communicate properly. Like if they're like, hey, can you get machines in here a week or 2? Just tell them straight up, like, hey, we're ordering new machines for your location, and we're super excited to get a brand new machine in there, but it's gonna take 4 weeks, whatever the time takes. Just let them know and communicate. Communication is like 90% of owning a business and making sure you're doing it the right way. And so just communicate whatever your time is, however long it takes to get the machine, and give them a reason. Like, we're getting a brand new machine.
So we got those 2 placed, which was those orders placed. We got the credit cards, and then we got the orders placed,
which is the brochures.
And then so we've seen other people on YouTube talking about this. People on Craigslist got locations they're now selling. We reached out to them. We were interested in buying. That'll be a whole separate course on like what qualifies a good purchase. was way too overpriced. But we did get a good nugget from this guy on how he got the locations, and that was brochures. And so that was like the third time hearing brochures.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
Maybe they're onto something. So I just went on to Canva, and they have delivered templates that you can use for brochures. And so I just updated all the images and all the wording for our machines. And so we placed that order. So those should be coming in like the next couple of days. And so next week our focus is really going to be driving to different locations, probably schools. We'll see kind of how the weekend goes, and we'll look at our lead list and stuff like that. But we're probably going to go to schools and just hand out brochures, right, and see if that way works. Once again, just using our lead list to find these. We'll keep cold calling. But yeah, that was kind of the back end stuff this week, was really focusing on getting those credit cards, getting the funding, and then getting these machines ordered, because we got to place them in the next few weeks. So next couple weeks we'll show you our process on how we're going to get these stocked, because we need to look into Costco, we need to look into Sam's Club, we need to figure out what we want to do. We'll probably add a tab on our Excel sheet to track product cost. You got to start thinking about profit margins and stuff on those. So that's going to be our goal next week. And it helps having two people. We realize that, right? Jonah can continue on and doing a lot more of the front end stuff, where he's doing the outreach, and I can focus a lot on the back end stuff, because it's a lot for both. So we understand if you are doing this alone, it is possible. It just might take you a little bit longer, just because you're having to do everything yourself, right? So we recognize that. We understand having two people, you're getting,
and find your roles. I feel like what Sean said is so important. Find what you and your partner, if you do have a partner, are good at, and split the work. I like doing the front end stuff. Sean's really good at the back end stuff. So it just works as far as how we're going to partner up and just continue to blow up this business, because acquisitions never stops, right? Yeah. I don't think any recap of a week we'll do where I'm hey, I'm not reaching out.
What business is stop trying to get leads? Yeah. You know what I mean? You always need to have leads coming in. So yeah, I think that's the
recap of week 3. And we'll see you guys in week 4. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Peace, guys.